So going shopping this morning with my mum, I'm going to get my fruits and vegetables for the week. It's a little bit different to going just to the regular supermarket though, which I'll explain after I show you what we do. Some bread, some more bread. What else did we get? Beans, Turkish bread. So the meals that I have in mind, just looking at this, I'm going to make a veggie soup. I'm going to use the apples to make some curried vegetable sausages. We might use the sweet potatoes to make like a mash to have with a meal with veggies. All these amazing bananas are going to be put into banana bread and into smoothies. Turkish breads we'll use for lunch. Panda casa bread will be for toast. Mushrooms, we're making homemade pizzas this week, so we'll be able to use those. And then just snacks for Bill, mandarines, strawberries, and some extra bread that we'll chuck in the freezer. So yeah, amazing. So it's the next day. Time just got away from us yesterday, so I did have a chance to sit down and explain to you guys where we had been and where we'd gotten our fruits and vegetables from. So what it is, it's a charity that is called Feed Me Bellarine, and it is based on the Bellarine Peninsula where we live. And essentially what they do is they take on the leftover food from places like supermarkets, cafes, restaurants, bakeries. And what they do firstly is they use that food and they cook meals and make food packages for families that are in need in the community, families and people that otherwise wouldn't be able to afford to feed themselves pretty much. And then what they do with the food that is then left over from that is that they have a market stall set up at the shed where they're based, and then that is open to the public for them to come and take what they need. It's often overflowing with food, overflowing with fruits and vegetables and bread. And what you do is you take your bags, there's a 2-bag limit. You fill your bags with whatever you think you need or you will use, and then you leave a donation in return. The donations that you give are used for things like their electricity in the shed and for the petrol that they use for their cars to deliver around the community. And it's all based on volunteers as well. So everyone that cooks the meals and makes the food packages are all volunteers as well. It's just amazing. They also have this gorgeous little cafe set up as well, so you can sit down and have a coffee and a little cake, and then that's just based on donations as well. So you give what you can afford or any other amount that you would like to give. So I was initially a little bit hesitant to go. I thought, no, this is purely just for people that are in real need of this service. But after going there for the first time, I realised that the people that need it most are looked after first. And then any other food that's left over that would otherwise be sent to landfill, they really want you to come and take it and then receive that donation in return. So if you are based on the Bellarine Peninsula, or I think they have one in the Surf Coast and maybe in Geelong now as well, I highly recommend you checking it out to be able to support a local community charity and also save all that food from going to landfill is just a massive thumbs up from me. I hope I explained that well enough, but if you have any questions, just let me know. I just wanted to show you one other thing as well. So a couple of weeks ago, we had our lovely friend Sam, who is a fellow photographer. She was actually in the video earlier. There was a little clip of her. We ran into her yesterday at Feed Me Ballerine. She came over to our house. I think Dot was about 8 weeks old, and she took some photos of us. It was really cool. We're not used to be in front of the camera. We're usually the ones behind the camera. So it was a little bit of a different experience for us, but fun nonetheless. And we got the gallery delivered a couple of weeks ago. We're absolutely thrilled with the photos. We got some printed and one frame. So I just want to show you that as well. So that was one of my favourite photos. That was just of us sitting on our front porch at the end of the session. Dorothy had nodded off to sleep, and yeah, I just love it. So super excited to hang that up somewhere around the house. I will show you where we decide to put it. Yeah, so super happy with that. What else? We're not doing much else for the day. We've been at swimming lessons this morning. The weather's a little bit funny outside. It's sort of raining one second and sunny the next. So classic Victoria weather. We are going to have some lunch. I think we'll just make some toasted sandwiches today. And yeah, so I will check in with you guys a little bit later. Vegetable soup for lunch today. It's super simple. All we use is carrots, celery, some potato, onion, and then we just put it in with vegetable stock, a tin of tomatoes, and some pearl barley that we chuck in the end just to thicken it up a little bit. So yeah, we'll make that for lunch. It's going to be delicious. Okay, the day is finally here. I'm getting around to doing something that I've been wanting to do for a while now, and that is to reorganize our medication and first aid kit. Yes, love me some organization. Okay, so we're going to go from these white plastic tubs here, which one aren't big enough, obviously, and they're not quite square on the bottom, so you can see they sort of angle up here. And that's just annoying when you're trying to put bottles in. So we're going to go from these white ones to these big clear ones. One for the kids, one for the adults. So I'm sure that most of you, especially the ones that have kids, know how much the medication box gets used come winter time. We have already had multiple viruses, colds, gastro, we've had multiple trips to the doctors, and we've even had a hospital stay as well. So I just like to make sure that the medication kit is nice and organised, so when we need to use it, we're not fluffing around trying to find what we need. And especially when it comes to our son Bill, he has allergies and he's anaphylactic to eggs and peanuts and allergic to cow's milk as well. So we especially like to make sure that we've got his EpiPens and his antihistamines close at hand in case we ever need to use them. Empty. And that's expired. This is why it's good to go through it as well, just to do a bit of a clear and make sure that what you've got in there is actually still in date and not empty packets. All of 10 minutes, and we culled a whole lot of things that weren't in date anymore and just made it so much more organised. We keep them under the bathroom sink, and obviously the bathroom cupboards have locks on them, like kitty locks on them, so the kids can't get in them. And yeah, that makes me feel very good and very accomplished for the day, so maybe that will motivate you to organise yours as well. I have a grizzly baby in the background who needs a feed, so we're going to do that and then just relax for the rest of the afternoon. So have a good Sunday, and I will see you in the next one. Alright, Bill, it's your time to shine. Show them your bluey helicopter. Awesome. I have a grizzly baby in the Why can't I say that? Station box just gets smashed. Market stall.